Thank you so much for the invitation. I am so glad to see you and grateful. I'm glad to see friends. I'm glad to see those that have come to Austin. You may remember me. I'm Ann Johnson. I was the lead Democrat in the impeachment of Ken Paxton. I also was on the floor on our SB 14 fight and many other democratic values that we were out there for. As y'all know, today, the Public Education Committee did a hearing on vouchers. Why did they do it today? They did it today because school is back in session today. Just like they did the voucher debate in special session in the fall, the governor picks dates of which the most important voices on this debate cannot be heard, meaning students and teachers, because they're back where we say that they need to be. Not only did they do the hearing today, but the chairman inexplicably put a stop at 6 p.m. And so again, there is nothing public about what they're doing and what the governor is doing. And what I have been very outspoken now, having been part of the impeachment, having seen Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick take $3 million from Tim Dunn prior to that trial, and now seeing Governor Abbott take total of $10,250,000 from a TikTok investor out of Pennsylvania that has an interest in privatizing education. I will stand with public education as my Democratic colleagues in the House have done, and we are up for one heck of a fight. I heard earlier where you talked about your notification system, and it is so important to have you there with that system for when we are back in Austin, because as you know, we give 24 hours notice for a hearing. It means you need to mobilize quickly and come to Austin and be on the floor. One of the moments that I remember most was last session when the families from Uvalde and folks like Moms Demand Action and many of you were in the rotunda and you were voicing that you wanted a vote on raise the age, a common sense solution to try to address shootings in school and mass shootings. Y'all were so loud. You were so loud that business stopped on the floor and that bill was sent to committee out of schedule to take a vote. While there wasn't enough time to get it on the floor, that one step was incredible progress to make sure that your voices were heard. And so when you get asked and your presence is needed in Austin, I can tell you as a member on the floor, when I look up in the gallery and I see you all there, it means the world to us. We are Democrats, and we are Democrats in an overwhelming minority, and we are scratching and clawing and fighting for the issues that you care about. And so when you show up in the gallery, it really does. It puts air in our sails, and it helps us stay there and continue the fight. I will tell you, there is one thing you can do to make this fight even easier. And it is exactly what you're talking about tonight, which is turning out people to vote. My colleagues that defy their conscience and vote for Republican extremism, the reason that they do it is because they want to keep their seat. They want to keep their election. And so the minute that the electorate turns back and says, no, we do not support these values, as Democrats did in 2018 with picking up 12 seats in the House. If you remember, all of a sudden in 2019, we passed funding for public education, and they didn't bring up any of the extremism stuff. Elections in November matter. And so right now, as a House Democrat, I will tell you there are a number of House seats that we think we can flip. And so everything that you're doing right now, I am on the ballot and I am in a swing district in Houston. I'm doing everything I can to come back. And so, yes, I appreciate your support, knowing that I'm out running, but I appreciate your support for Democrats up and down the ballot, whether it's state Senate and making sure that our Senate candidates win. And God help us, thank God, we're in a spot where we can finally get across the finish line and finish the job that Secretary Clinton started when she put all those cracks in that glass ceiling. And now having Kamala Harris at the top of the ticket, and a heck of a wonderful man that I didn't know a lot about a couple of weeks ago, but I am excited about Tim Walz and what he does and what he brings to the ticket, and seeing the opportunity for these two to not only win nationwide, but to have a resounding rejection of Trumpism, of Project 2025, and of saying we won't go back. And I know that there is enthusiasm right now, and I'm excited about it too, that enthusiasm only matters if we translate it to showing up to vote in November. And that's exactly what you guys are doing here today. is getting the tools that you can make sure the people you know that are excited, that they recognize excitement. Social media posts, talk at the coffee shop means nothing if we don't go to the ballot box and actually vote our interest. And so y'all are the workhorses on the ground, and I am thankful. I'm grateful for the opportunity to join you. I love the organization and what you're doing, and I'm likewise here to help you guys in any way that you need.